Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're continuing our conversation with Dan Smith of Vail Mountain Rescue. And coincidentally, in my inbox yesterday, I got the year in review for Vail Mountain Rescue. And it's pretty interesting reading.
It was interesting doing, I'll tell you
I
that.
bet it was more interesting doing. But one of the things I noticed was just how busy you all are throughout the year and how diverse the missions are.
About every 3 days, year in, year out, we're going to do a mission. Literally, you're 25 yards off the highway, you're ours. We did 17 motorists that were stranded last year. Some stranded in winter, some just stranded because they got their car stuck in mud, some just stranded because they had no idea where they were. That's kind of way high for us. We did a smaller number of hunters, only did 12 hunters. And we haven't had a hunter that shot himself in about 10 years, so we're way overdue. Hunters haven't gotten any different than they were in the past. I think we did about 50 hikers last year. That's about normal. We used to do, well, back in the day, which I wasn't here for, it was 20 missions a year. Now it's well over 120.
Well, one of the things I saw on here, because there are some interesting descriptors, was on individuals whose shoes fell apart.
Oh yes, he was on Holy Cross and he had bad boots. And as the Holy Cross is not a place for the sole to fall off your boot.
Yeah.
However, if you carry duct tape, which all of us do, most of it, I use hiking poles, so I wrap it around my hiking pole. With 10 yards of duct tape, I can get your feet to work a little bit. You're doomed. You can't walk. We carried in a pair of shoes for the guy and walked him out. And that was unique. We've had some others that were equally unique. We once had a woman that went for a 2-mile flower hike up Shrine Ridge and back down, wound up 24 miles away, way below Camp Hale. And she's a tough lady. I mean, I wouldn't want to do 24 miles in a day anymore. Maybe back in the day, but not now. That was a very interesting mission. It was the first person I ever seen in a hiking skirt, which is perhaps not the best clothing you should wear. The 3 ladies that were stuck on one of the peaks over in Summit County, and one of them suffered a wardrobe malfunction. Her yoga pants blew out, and and they had to spend the night on a cliff, and we had to pick them off with a helicopter. And if you can imagine the scene of riding the hoist of the helicopter with your blown out yoga pants, this gets interesting.
A fair number of your missions involve helicopters.
Yeah.
And who does the helicopter?
The helicopter, there are some that are flight for life or care flight, where it's a pure medical. We need to pick the guy up on scene and get him to hospital, and most times overfly Vail, and because of head injury or something, take him straight to Denver. That's a small number. The big number is HATS, High Altitude Army Aviation Training Site, Blackhawks mostly, and we're one of 2, growing to 4 this year, teams in the state that are permitted by the Guard to ride the cable. And even though it's 4 teams, it's only 8 guys on our team, 8 guys on Aspen, and 4 on each of the 2 Front Range teams. I can't ride the cable. I'm among other things, way too old. But only these 8 people can ride the cable. So 2 are on duty every day from Labor Day to Memorial Day. And we fly quite a few missions around the state. Mostly we do the Rockies, picking people off cliffs. And our one guy that summited Crestone Needle. And in his descent, he slid 100 feet in a chute and right-angled his foot. Just totally dislocated the foot from the leg. Foot didn't fall off or anything. I mean, nothing. The muscles and everything were there. Foot was over on the side and spurting blood. And we got to him 15 minutes before light shut down. We as the team. I am not in the helicopter. I'm the old fat guy in the warm room with the map and the radio. I like that position. I've earned it. And lowered one guy down. It was so windy he couldn't get off the hoist. So he was hooked to the ring, and the jungle penetrator was hooked to the ring, this anchor-like device. He just shoved it under the guy, bear hugged him, gave the up signal, and took him up in the bird, pushed him off the JP, went back down, got his partner, brought him up, pushed him in the bird, gone. Saved the foot. And the guy's actually coming to visit us next month.
That'll be great.
Yeah, it's good to have missions like that. And then you have other missions that regretfully don't turn out that way.
Well, Dan, thank you for coming by. Always interesting, educational, and entertaining.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we've got to look at your weather forecast.